Welcome everybody to Play Well Live. It's Ben here, and it's been hot. It's been very hot. I don't know about you where you're living, but over here in California and Ventura it's been hot, so I thought it would be fun to take up Josh and CJ's suggestion, and Stacy's boys as well, and see if we can build a swimming pool with a diving board and add it to the treehouse. So we'll see if we can do that. Now, let me fix this screen for a second, because I don't think I see everybody. I want to make sure I don't miss comments over here. Okay. So yeah, so welcome everyone. So I'm just kind of building, while I'm waiting for everybody to show up, you can see I'm building this overlapped wall right here, which is going to become a swimming pool. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was little, I would play with my Lego in the bathtub and even swimming pools, and it's pretty fun because they can float. You can make boats that actually go in the water. You might know that they're very hard to dry out because there's so many little holes and things like this, so it's very hard to get them dry after you've gotten them wet, but it's worth it. Now, when I saw Josh and CJ's suggestion of making a swimming pool, I thought, okay, we could make a little pretend swimming pool with some blue bricks in there, but we're going real water. We're going real water up in a tree. So that's the goal for today. And I also wanted to make a diving board that actually could spring and like launch people into the pool. So that's the goal. Now, the first thing is I did a few trials of how to do with water. Now, you might know that if you just make a box, even if you add a floor to it, does Lego hold water very well? Not for very long. And so the water will find a way to get through any little crack in your Lego. So what we had to do was figure something out. Now, my first go around was basically, let me show you what I did. I took a container like this that I knew was waterproof, and I said, okay, I could fill this with water and that could be my swimming pool. That's pretty cool. But I wanted it to look like Lego, and I wanted to be able to build the pool. So what I did is I actually did this, and I stuck a pool inside one of these containers and kind of built up and over the side. But what does Lego do when there's water? What does plastic do? Especially if it's kind of holding down air underneath these little air pockets. It floated, so I had kind of like a floating swimming pool. It was really weird. So I decided to scratch that idea and go with, it is Stacy. Thanks to your boys, it is time to go swimming. Now, what I decided to do was see if I could play with something else. Now, I used to have turtles. I used to have some baby turtles, and I would try to make these really beautiful ponds and things for them in my backyard. And I remember that really, if you dug a hole or made a really strong structure, what you would need is to lay some kind of waterproofing fabric over it to prevent the water from seeping out. And it doesn't have to be very strong, it just has to be waterproof. And then the dirt and the rocks and everything you built the pool out of would support that little waterproof skin. So that's what I thought we would try. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do the pool first, then we're going to do some diving boards. So hang in there. And then we'll go outside and see how it all comes together in the treehouse. I got some big old plates. You could do this with any size plates that you have. You could make smaller mini pools. You could have a bunch of them going together. It doesn't matter if there's cracks between them, because we've got a trick that's going to hold all the water afterwards. So whatever you do, the first thing I like to do is use my bricks, and I like to kind of overlap my seams between my plates to lock them together. And then I go around and I just build a perimeter around it. Now, I know not everybody has a lot of Lego bricks. Ooh, you have baby turtles too. Awesome. I think the names of my baby turtles were, I had one that was named Plug, because it would always crawl up next to the outlets in my room. And then I had one named Sprout. I had some weird ones. So I had some funny little turtles. Now, once I finish my perimeter, and I forgot if I told you or not, if you don't have 2x bricks, you can use skinny bricks, 1x bricks, as long as you do what? You gotta overlap. Now, I made this just so you wouldn't have to sit here and watch me build with bricks all day, so I'm just going to attach this onto my base that I did and make sure everything is nice and strong. And now here comes the magic. And this is the first time I've ever tried this, and I was so excited. Hi, Evan. Thanks for hopping on. So this is the first time I've ever tried this, and it actually worked. It was so cool. So now that I've got my structure here, if I just poured water in here, it would be a failure. You would have water seeping through and everything like that. So what I did is I found some plastic wrap. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can just rip it here. And I have more than I think I need, and I'm just laying this over the top. And then I'm going to gently push it down. The most important thing you do is you don't want to make your pool so big that this gets sucked in and it's not over the edge of your pool. So I want to make sure all of my edges of my wrap, of my plastic wrap, are over the sides of my pool. And here's the trick. You've got to kind of gently push it into all the corners. And even here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to carefully pour a little water. And then while the water is in there, the water is kind of pushing the plastic to the edges. And so I'm just going to, with my finger, make sure I'm pushing all the plastic to the corners. I know it's hard to see. But there's water in there, trust me. And I'll show you a better view in a second. And then after I get it down in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one more layer of bricks. And the bricks actually, at least for the plastic wrap that I have, I can go right over the top of it. And I can just build another layer of bricks. One thing I learned, I think that a layer of bricks when you're doing brickwork like this is called a course. I think I had another one of our awesome Playwell instructors teach me that one time because he knew about brick layers. So I'm adding one more course to this. And while I'm finishing this, I think one of the coolest things I love about this company, about Playwell, is that nobody went to school to become a Lego engineer or a Lego teacher. And so everybody has these crazy different backgrounds. And so we get all these people from all these different things, people from music and science and art and teaching, and we all get to just share ideas. So it's just the best thing ever. Now, I have this fluff out the side that I've locked in my plastic on the top. So what I can do now is just carefully, I'm holding this down, and I'm just going to rip, or you can cut, or whatever you want. All this extra plastic, I don't need it anymore. And then I'll show you a better view of this. I'll try to hold it up to the camera so you can see what's going on inside. So, I'm going like this. I'm pulling all this off. Drone and Buddy. Those are some good names. Those are some real good names. Especially like Drone. It's a good one. So, I'm going like this, and I'm pulling all the plastic off. And now, boom, I've got, it looks kind of like Lego, and if you take your time, you could pick all the plastic off, so it just looks like Lego. Now check this out. Inside, I know it's hard to see, inside I've got a little lining for my pool. And I can now fill water up to that. I don't want to go higher than the plastic is, but I can do that, and the water, the plastic, basically is supported by the bricks, by all the overlapping we did. Oh, I want to go swimming. And I've got a swimming pool. Can everybody see that okay? So I've got my swimming pool right here. Now, it's time to make a diving board, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Lego Technic, because it's just kind of easier to understand what's going on. But my goal was I wanted to see if I could make a diving board that you could make at home with only bricks and rubber bands. So that is coming right after this. So I just want to very quickly show you how I did just a simple spring-loaded diving board in case you have Lego Technic at home. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make my diving board. And there's a lot of ways to do it, but we need a hinge. Just like so many other things we've made, a diving board is a lever. And we need to have some kind of a spring to it so that we can bounce down and then spring up into the air and flip into our pool. So I got my little 2x plate, which is going to be my diving board. I'm going to stick 2 little beams underneath it like this. One hold or 1x2 stud beams. I'm going to take an axle and put it right through there. And then I'm going to stick 2 bushings on the side of this thing. And so now I've got my diving board that looks kind of like this, and it's ready to hinge. Anybody remember where the bending part of a lever is called? Starts with the letter F. I'm going to see if anybody can remember that. The bending part of a lever. So what I'm going to do now is I've got 2 more beams I'm going to use. These are 1x4 beams. They have 3 holes. And I'm basically going to go like this. I need to make a little base. So I'm going to take a plate, stick 2 bricks on that plate like this, just right on the sides like that. And then my beams are going to go here and hold my board in place. So I'm going to slide it in. You can see I slid it right into that middle hole. And then I'm going to try to slide my other one on like so. And now I've got a diving board that is working. You got it. Fulcrum, we got it. Good job. Johnny got it. Brandy, I don't know who, I forget who Brandy's children are, or maybe it's just Brandy that answered it. That's a good job anyway. So we've got our floppy diving board. Not too cool. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to add some elastic to get some spring. And we're going to use our rubber bands. So watch what we're going to do. This is kind of an interesting thing. In the front, where my diving board is pointing, I'm just going to put 2 more pins sticking out like this. I snap 2 pins on the sides, if you can see that. And then I'm going to take my rubber band and I'm going to go like this and stretch it over the top. So now when it goes down, oh, hold on, I got to twist it underneath. Now I've got kind of this spring action, which is pretty cool. Now, here's Patrick. He's drying out. He needs to go for a swim. If I put Patrick on here, let's see if it works. Ow! Okay, not really. All right. So we got some problems. First of all, he's stuck to the diving board. Second of all, this diving board is not only springing up, but it's springing all the way back until he bangs his head behind him. So, very simply, to solve one problem, I'm going to take a 1x6 plate and stick it behind. Oh, Wyatt. Good job, Wyatt. Sorry, I forgot your name. I got to remember all the kids' names with the family's names. This is a challenge. So now watch what I did. I stuck this 1x6 plate right here. And so now when this springs, when it comes up, it stops. Whoa! Oh my goodness, it springs right off. Make sure you wear your safety gear with this diving board. And I've got my diving board here. Now what was the other problem? My other problem was Patrick was sticking to the diving board. So I need something so that Patrick can stand there and not get stuck to it. So I'm going to use a flat tile and I'm going to put it not at the very end, but I'm going to put it 1 row away. And then you can use a lot of different things, a few plates, but I'm going to use these kind of long cheese wedge pieces. Can you see that? It looks like a little slanted piece, like that. And I'm going to put another one on the other side. They look like little slants. And so what that lets me do is it lets Patrick's legs stay in there like this. Okay. And dive. Oh, he did some flips, but he landed on the ground. Come on, Patrick, get in that water. Oh my gosh. All right, so Patrick's got to work on his diving. Now, what we're going to do, come on, we got to get Patrick in the water first. I'm going to do a baby dive. So I'm going to push down. Maybe if I lean his body forward a little bit. Let's try it. He's sitting in there. Okay, I think we're going to try a backwards dive. We're doing a backflip. Are you ready? Oh, over the pool. Come on, Patrick. Now, pool aside. Now I'm going to show you how to make a diving board with only bricks. You know the basics. We need to have a bending diving board. We need some elastic, and we need a strong frame to hold it together. So, here's the one I came up with. First of all, my diving board is going to be 2x8 bricks, and I'm putting 2 together, okay? Remember, it doesn't have to be exactly like this, but it's a good suggestion. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my hinge. And my hinge, again, only with bricks. I'm going to put 2 2x4 bricks together, and then I'm going to make a hinge. Actually, let me show you. I'm going to change how I'm doing this so the colors are easier to see. I'm putting this diving board on just 1 stud on that yellow brick. And then underneath it, I'm going to put 2 bricks like this, if you can see, 2 bricks like that, and then I'm going to put 1 more brick locking it together like this. So now I've got a hinge, and it's just hinging on 1 stud. So we've got one part of our diving board. We've got our hinge, okay? I want to say one more thing. I saw Trig, if you're out there watching, I got to hang out a little bit with your mom the other day and say hi to her on the computer, and she told me you watch these videos, so I just wanted to say hi, because I know sometimes you don't watch them live, so hi Trig. Alright, so now we've got our diving board like this. Now we need some spring, and we need a frame to hold it up. So what we're going to do next, I'm going to put this aside, we need 2 of these pieces. Now these are weird, but they're not that hard to make. So what I did is I started by getting 3 2x4 bricks and making a little pyramid like that. Then I got 2 2x6 bricks and I added them to my corners like this. And then I need to make them strong, so I'm going to overlap again on the side. So we've got this shape here. Can everyone see that okay? I think so. Now, I made 2 of them. Now, here's where it all comes together. So, I've got diving board, I've got 2 of these frames, and I need 2 more Lego 2x4 bricks that I'm just going to put together like this. Now, here's how it goes. First of all, I'm going to take this, if I can remember how it goes. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can remember. I'm going to go like this and take my diving board, and I'm going to put it together with one side of the frame like this. So I stuck it right to the side. So my other one is going to go like this. Okay, if everybody can see that. Now the only thing I'm going to add though is before I add the other side, underneath, I'm adding my 2 2x4 bricks underneath like that. Okay, and now I can snap my other side of my frame. Does that make sense to everybody? So here's the bottom side, here's the back, and I've got my board, and what do you think these things are going to do? They're going to support my rubber band. So the last thing I'm going to add, 2x2 bricks. This is going to hold my rubber band in place. I'm going to go 1, 2, right on the side of those supports. Then if I get my rubber band, I can go boom, ba-doop, ba-doom, like that. And now I've got some spring action. And now with only bricks and, come on Patrick, dry off. Now this is a little hard to hold it in place, but it can work. If you put Patrick here and I go gently down, pew! Ooh, it even goes forward. Do we dare try to get into the pool? Do we dare, Patrick? Oh! A double flip into the pool. So we now have our diving board, our pool, and let's go check it out in the treehouse. Are you ready? Now, as we go to the treehouse, something sad happened. I'm gonna have to so brace yourselves for it. It's not horrible, but it's sad. And I want everybody to be thinking as well. Remember, more ideas. If anybody has more ideas, so today was for Josh and CJ and Stacy's boys. Yeah, Patrick, let's do it. So think of ideas, post them here if you have any more ideas for the treehouse. And if you haven't seen the old treehouse videos, I, just for fun, found one of the oldest treehouse videos, and it is so amazing how it's grown from all of your ideas at home. So it's pretty cool. So go back and watch some of those old ones. Yeah, thanks, Mike. All right, it's time to go outside. Now, nothing has broken. Nothing has broken. We've got, my kids have been, we have a lot of, thank you, Owen. We've got a lot of really beautiful things. We've got our truss structure here. We're going up. If you remember, we've got a lot of visitors here. My kids added. There is Hunter's little doggy. And now we've got our little bridge. Now here is the sad part. Are you ready? Here's the sad part. Now, our tensegrity sculpture is still standing until I knock it over. But look what happened to our paintings. Some of our paintings got eaten by some bug, except one is still surviving. Even our museum sign, look, it got eaten. I don't know what it was. It looks like, I thought maybe it was water, but some of the paintings have survived and some just got eaten all the way. So maybe there was some tasty ink or something like that some bugs liked. Now we're gonna go over here. Remember, we've got a lot of people eating at the Burger King. I think we have some interesting visitors coming. We've got our zip line up at the top. Now, if we come over to the side, if you remember, we had our trap door going down to our ball pit, and next to our ball pit, oh, we've got a beautiful swimming pool up here. Now, I do not condone jumping off of a third-story building into a swimming pool. You all know that. It's not safe. But we have one of our diving boards at the very top. So you go down through here. Yes, you know what, Nolan? I remember that green roof idea, and it's one of my favorites. If nobody knows what a green roof is, I believe it is a roof that you could actually plant real plants on. And so that, I really want to try to do that, and maybe even plant some real plants on it. Now, once you come up to here, you go up and you climb up on the diving board, and we're ready to try this out. Now, hopefully she does not do a backflip like Patrick was doing. Let's see if this can work. Thank you, Mara. Here we go. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Are you okay? We need a doctor in our treehouse, too. All right, it wasn't a backflip. Let's try one more time. Are you ready? Now, remember, here's the water. Look how cool it is. It's so hot outside. Are we ready for take two? Ow. Well, she's swimming. She bounced up and hit the diving board, but at least she's cooler than we are right now. Oh, that was a clean one. That was a clean one. So, thank you for hanging out with me, and hopefully if you make any cool pools or diving boards or treehouse editions, make sure you tag them to Playwell at Home, #Playwell at Home. And I hope everybody's doing well, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.